Here at St Martin's in Dunalley in Tasmania, the Holloways have taken on a very small little church project, but they've done a wonderful job. And the reason for that is they haven't tried to over-egg it. They've let the church be the church, and they've let the materials do the talking. With a church like this, it's about stones, sticks, and stains. Let me show you what I mean. Of course, sandstone is a fabulously wonderful Australian material we're all very familiar with. But look at just the detail here. This is a very kind of rough sparrow picked finish with a margin or edging around and a strap pointing. And they've let this very formal part of the sandstone be and remain the formal entry to the church. But as you come around the corner, you see everything changes. It gets a lot rougher. This sort of diagonal tooling of the sandstone face gives a very different character to the whole thing. Even the mortar here, which they've replaced and repointed, this is limestone mortar, which is perfect. It has to be softer than the stone itself, otherwise you get all these big problems. But what I'm interested in here is this beautiful texture and colour that starts to sort of become the language of the church. It softly enters into this kind of play of colour and light, which is just what the church needs to be. When you get inside, it's all about the timber doing just the same thing. Looking at the floor, we've got a really blonde kind of Tasmanian oak. Actually, Tasmanian oak is a sort of a generic name for 3 or 4 eucalyptus types of timber that come particularly from Tasmania. If you look up, I think that's Tasmanian oak, but it's got a nice warm stain on it. So the same timber doing a different colour job, but not trying to do too much. It's sort of receding, if you like. And the last point, to make this beautiful kind of church come together and just let all these wonderful soft colours kind of dance around your peripheral vision, is to let the LED lighting or the stained glass do all the feature work. This little bit of colour and pop, it just sings, of course, and in a church that's exactly what you want. And that little bit of colour just sort of animates the entire space. With all of that, those little tiny ideas of letting the stone, the timber and the stain do all the work, very softly, very gently, all together, is exactly what a church of this scale needs.